Welcome back to the league that means nothing on Go Again Gaming.
So hello, welcome back to Go Again Gaming in the league that means absolutely nothing here on the channel. I'm going to be casting and commentating on this game today. It's Trey Herring versus Yuri Perez in a draconic face-off, Phi versus Fang. So it should be a quick one, but before we go into it, let's hear a message from one of our sponsors. This episode, League That Means Nothing, is brought to you by Invasion Comic Books, a comics and collectibles shop out of Canada, specialising in current and older books, but also stocking Warhammer, D&D, Funko Pops, Magic, Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but also some retro games as well across Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation. Now, for viewers of the League That Means Nothing, you've got some cracking discount codes here. We've got TLTMN10 for 10% off all of your Flesh and Blood singles, and we've got TLTMN Crew 10 for 10% off Sealed Crucible of War. So that's TLTMN 10 for 10% off Fab Singles, and TLTMN Crew for 10% off Sealed Crucible of War. Make sure you go and check them out. Invasion Comic Books out of Canada. So here we go. Trey on Phi and Yuri on Fang. So apologies for the lack of quality on the webcam here. It is quite hard to manage everybody's quality on webcam, but fair play to these players for just wanting to play more Flesh and Blood in this league that means nothing. But we are seeing a Saber Bloodshed to start and an Obsidian Fire Vein coming in for 5, and that is being fully blocked by the look of it, with some description of draconic cards there. But we are seeing a Firm Loyalty be played as a reaction, so it's going to go up to 7. No fealty being generated on this particular link, but we are going to be taking, taking 3 on that. What's a good thing about warriors is that they can force damage, a little bit of damage through in the reaction step, potentially on turn 1, which is pretty nice. But I think Yuri will be happy with that, forcing 3 damage through on turn 1. Pretty good. And over to Trey, who is on Phi. Starting off with a Ronin Renegade here, an absolute all-star in Draconic decks, just a 0 for 3 with Go Again. A perfect little starter, or chain extender. And you see Yuri blocking with a Blade Flurry here to cover that up. And following on with a Display Loyalty. So obviously this is going to generate a fealty. And obviously it's just a 0 for 3 with Go Again. And we are blocking with a That All You Got. So do you react? Following on with the Searing Ember Blade coming in for 3. Does have Go Again as well, of course. 1 card in hand for Trey. Yuri's just going to take that. And then we are going to be following on. Got 1 resource floating with a Phi activation to get that Phoenix Flame. It's going to be coming in for 1. So we're going to be taking that to the face. And then a Blaze Headlong for 4 as a Chain Ender. So, could have chose to Arsenal that card, potentially, but just using it to attack with, because Yuri has blocked of 2 cards this turn, so he's only going to be cracking back with 2. So Trey could have used that as an overextension opportunity on the following turn, but just choosing to throw 4 at the face could be the best decision because it is going to be a race. And speaking of which, we are just seeing this Obsidian Fire Vein coming in for 1. A red must have been pitched there because there's no resources floating. This costs 1 to attack. So coming in for 1 currently. Could be a draconic reaction in hand here to give this Obsidian Fire Vein +1 and go again. Maybe a pump here or there. Oh, sorry, it's 2 cards in hand. We are going to see a Searing Gaze. So this is going to put it up to 4 with go again. Blocking with the Furnace at the moment, so taking 2. But that is pretty much it. Just deciding to arsenal a card and pass. Using a bit of that equipment early. That's a good thing about being a warrior in this matchup is that you do have a lot of battle-worn and ongoing armor blocks that you have available to you, including those Valiant Dynamos. It's not something ninjas can have access to, otherwise that would be too strong. But over to Trey now as they decide what they want to do and what they want to throw at the Draconic Warrior, staring them down with the Searing Gaze. We are going to be starting with a Breed Anger, coming in for 4. I think this was a Mounting Anger, actually, not a Breed Anger. It was a Mounting Anger, not Breed. So I flashed up the wrong card there in post-production, silly me. So it's Mounting Anger instead. And then following on with a Blaze Headlong for 4. So just lots of 4s with go again. Another sink below. Yuri was prepared for the breakpoint dot turn here with 2 sink belows. And Trey just deciding to end it there and arsenal and pass. And we throw it back over to Yuri. He's looking at a 3-card hand here. We are going to start off with a tip-off. So we are going to be able to mark the opposing hero here with that discard effect. So Phi is now marked. And here comes a for the Drakai. That's going to create a fealty token when this attacks because of the fact that he's just been marked. It's coming in for 4. Looking like Phi is just going to take that to the face. Yep, looks like it's just going to be damage dealt. Fealty created. And Fang, once they get that fealty train going, we can start becoming the most efficient deck ever. But Trey starting off with the classic Ronin Renegade, coming in for 3 with go again. Looks like we can just take that damage now a little bit. See what we've got for the follow-ups. Yuri dropping down to 29 as Trey continues the turn here. Both decks just want to throw hands or throw daggers or swords in this clash of blades here. Coming in with a Searing Ember Blade for 3 with go again. Yuri deciding to take that to the face as well. Phi getting a strike on the Draconic Warrior and now trying to brand him with Cinderclaw. Coming in for 2 with go again. Obviously the next attack in this combat chain will become Draconic as a result, but we are going to be playing Slap Happy here to prevent 2 of that damage and get a resource or a Vigor token for next turn, obviously, which is just going to be signified by this sleeve here. So that's pretty good. Slap Happy just replacing itself basically by saying you're going to get a resource from this next turn. So nice little interaction there. And the Phoenix Flame coming in for 2 because of the Shuko. And we are seeing the Crown of Providence be blocked here and its effect utilized to draw a card. And then we're going to be finishing off with this Compounding Anger, which is going to be coming in as a 0 for 5. So similar to a Lava Burst, really. Because obviously it costs 1 less to play for each Draconic Chain Link you control. Obviously Trey controls a lot of Chain Links here, so this is basically like a Lava Burst, which is pretty cool. Blocks for 3 as well. That's quite a cool card. I haven't really seen that one be played too much. But we are just seeing a full suite of equipment. Sorry, a couple of pieces of equipment and a card from hand there to block that 5. That's a great thing about the Warrior Suite, is that you can clean the boots. So if Yuri is going to swing twice with weapons this turn, we're going to be able to get that counter back off. And that can represent a lot of different life, a lot of life there. But using that vigor to open up with that Obsidian Fire Vein, Slap Happy gave us last turn, coming in for 1. Now, of course, playing the Pledge Fealty to get another Fealty token, and this is now bumping that Obsidian up to 2, so Trey is going to take that 2. Obviously, it's going to get go again because of that Draconic spell, and now we're going to come in for 1, which is looking to be blocked by a Dragon Scalar Flight Path, but we are seeing a Long Whisker Loyalty being played here. So for each Draconic Chain Link we control, we get to choose 1, so it looks like we're going to be choosing 2 of these modes. So we're going to be getting the +2 and swing again, which is pretty good. And now we see a Hunt's End on that dagger. That is pretty nice. That's coming in for 5 now. Well, that's a great closer. Really, really nice to see that come into play. Awesome. So Trey down to 20 now. Yuri establishing a little bit of an extra life lead, being able to clean those boots as well. Pretty nice swing there from Fang. And more importantly, Fang is now online as well, so those daggers are going to cost absolutely nothing to swing. But starting off with an Ignite means that certain attacks might cost nothing to swing for Fi here, as the next Draconic card is going to be reduced by 1 or activate. But looking like Yuri is just going to take this 2 as we progress onto the next chain link here, which is going to be coming in for a Searing Ember Blade. Not sure if he needed to pitch for that though. Oh yeah, he would have done, yeah. 2 floating left, yes. No, never mind. I'm chatting garbage. But now coming in with a Rising Resentment for 3. Blocked with a Blade Flurry for 3. So not getting the effect on the Banish. I'm going to be using Fi's ability to get that Phoenix Flame into hand. And chuck that Phoenix Flame in for 2. Blocking with that Grains of Blood Spill to cleanly block that Phoenix Flame. And of course, there could still be a Chain Ender here from Trey, 2 floating. Coming in with that Lava Burst yet again. 0 for 5. Trey absolutely loving these no-cost 5 attacks on the end of the big chains here. Threatening to put Yuri down to 16 life. 3 cards in hand at the moment. So it's just about figuring out. Obviously the daggers are going to be free because he's got free fealty established. The boots are available to be blocked with, but we are seeing a Dragon Scalar Flight Path activation after that hit, or in the reaction step, and the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx be capitalized on here. So we are going to be able to go get another Lava Burst? Lava? Or a Compounding Anger. It's another Lava Burst. No, Compounding Anger is a 5 attack, isn't it? It's not buffed. So it is another Lava Burst. Which makes sense, because this is going to come in for 5 again on the end here. Which is pretty nasty. Yep. Lava Burst number 2. Blocking with the boots, so that signifies that we're probably going to clean those up next turn and take 4, going down to 12. Yep, so Grains of Blood Spill and Brave Forge Braces having battle worn counters on them, so they can still block for 2 each. The boots can still block for 1 after it's been cleaned again, so it looks like we're probably going to be able to gain some life effectively through that boot clean this turn if we swing twice. And a great chain starter here, Oath of Loyalty, coming in for 4 with Go Again. The only things you can do this turn are Draconic. But Trey just taking that to the face. Obsidian Firevein coming in for 1. The daggers cost nothing to swing now because Fang has pledged his fealty to the Emperor. But we are going to be cracking a Draconic. We are going to be cracking the fealty to make this Scar Tissue Draconic, which means that obviously it's going to be coming in for 5 now. Yep, so Trey is just going to take that to the face. It is going to get Go Again. We are going to be reacting again. We are going to be playing this Hunts to the End of Wraith. And this is coming in for 4 with Go Again. Trey forced into taking that as well. And then we're getting that fealty as well, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to swing one last time with this Obsidian Firevein for 1, which Trey is going to take. So we are going to be staring down a big turn from Trey here. Yuri on double the life, but now on the receiving end of a 5-card Fi hand. Starting off with an Ignite for 2 Go Again, reducing the cost of the next card by 1. Blocking with that all you got, so that is pretty good. It's not going to replace itself immediately, but it will do eventually. So if Yuri can survive this, he is going to be able to buy back 1 card. Spreading Flames coming in now for 3 Go Again. And this is a real damage leaker. But we are blocking for 3 with a Sharpened Senses. So stemming the bleeding so far at the moment. Spreading Flames is an issue as the chains get wider and wider. And we see the Searing Emberblade coming in for 3. Yuri deciding to take 3 to the face on that sword. As Trey decides what the follow-up's going to be. 1 floating. Shuko activation for this Brand with Cinderclaw yellow coming in for 4. Because of that Spreading Flames and the Shuko trigger. And Sink Below. Clean block bin met there with a activation of Sink Below. I'm not sure why we're showing the card there. Maybe it's just maybe they're just having a little bit of fun. This is the card that I had. And then following on with a Phoenix Flame coming in for 2. Blocking with the boots and taking 1. Going down to 8. Still 1 card in hand for Trey. We are going to be using that fealty to make this last attack Draconic. Of course, we have to do that because of the... we want to be making this Draconic because of the Spreading Flames, right? That's what we're doing here. So Salt the Wound is coming in for a large amount of damage. Just trying to count the amount of hits that have been done this turn. So it's coming in for 6 by the look of it. Players just doing the maths here. Just figuring out what this number is and how many times things have hit. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You have to do the math afterwards because you don't want to have like a I've hit you this amount of times counter on board because you're just signaling to your opponent that something like Assault the Wound is coming. So you want to have to try and figure it out after the fact without revealing that information. But there we go. It's been resolved. Yuri has just taken that to the face. And we are resolving that all you got now to draw that card. The boots go back. And that was Fi's big extension turn. Now sat on 6 life. Might have to start thinking about blocking. Speaking of which, Say the Bloodshed is coming in now. And then this Obsidian Firevein can just come in for 5. Still having that 3 fealty on board. Being able to block, being able to force that through without having to pitch anything. What is this card in hand for Yuri? Is it a follow-up? Is it something that extends? A glint? Okay. So it's going to give the attack go again, and we are going to be able to, unfortunately, not draw a card, but we can follow up. We can actually make it draconic through the fealty, so that's what we're just doing now. We're just getting that extra damage in, basically. That's what the players are just deciding here, which is nice. Takesy backsies are definitely a thing in the league that means nothing, because ultimately, even if you win these games and you get all the way to the top 8 and you win the whole thing, it still means absolutely nothing. So you might as well just allow these takesy backsies. It's all about improving as a player, just having fun, getting reps in with your deck, playing some paper with people from all over the world. That's why this league has been set up, and that's why it's been doing so well, and a lot of fulfillment I get out of this from organising it all and editing the games and watching the games being played and doing some casting every now and again. But this display loyalty coming in for lethal against Yuri. So having to block this somehow. 2 armour left on the battle-worn gloves and armour here, but blocking with that Lava Vein loyalty, or Long Whisker loyalty, I should say. And now Hot on the Heels coming in for 3 with Go Again. Lots of combat chains here from Fire, as we can come to expect. Obviously, when this hits, you do get to mark. Doesn't really make a difference in Fi that much. Blocking with a Relentless Pursuit, and now coming in with a Searing Emberblade for 3. So just a lot of 3s being chucked here, all of which are spelling death for Yuri, as we chuck the Brave Forge and the Searing Gaze under the bus there to prevent death. Brave Forge now unable to block further. Over to Yuri's turn. Just the 1 card in hand. The fealty has been cracked, so daggers can't be swung for free anymore. But we do have a 0 for 4. We do have a 0 for 4. So Trey is now in a block or die scenario. No armor left at all on Trey's side. Yuri still does have the 1 block on the Grains of Blood Spill. So effectively add a little bit more life here. This could be another swing, as Trey needs to block with a card at least to survive. Taking 1 with that 2 block being thrown there. And Yuri drawing up to 4 as it goes over to Trey with a 3 card hand. This is coming right down to the wire here between these 2 draconic heroes fighting tooth and nail with their daggers and swords. And we are seeing this brand with Cinderclaw come in for 3. And that's going to be met with a 3 block. And now we see another 3 come in, which is going to buff the next thing by 1, met with another 3 block. Then we're going to see a Ignite coming in for 3. Met with another 3 block. Activate 5 to get a Phoenix Flame, which is going to come in for 1, which can be blocked by the Grains. Right? The Grains is still on 1, isn't it? But we are going to go down to 2. Right down to the wire there in this game. Yuri. Does Yuri have another? There's got to be two offensive value in the hand here. We are going to be creating a fealty. We are throwing a dagger. So it's not going to threaten lethal. It's not going to threaten lethal, so I'm not sure if Fire's going to block this. No, taking the 1. That is danger territory now for Yuri. As he has to stare down a 4-card Fire hand. This is looking very dicey towards the end of this game here. Starting off with a 0 for 4 oath of loyalty is the worst thing you want to see. You still do have that breakpoint available to block on the Grains, though, which is what we're going to see now being cashed in with a Long Whisker loyalty to cover that up fully. But if we have more 0 for 4s, it could be spelling trouble here. We're going to see another Spreading Flames. I'm not sure if that card's going to be able to be fully utilised this chain, but we are going to be taking 1 with a 2 block there thrown underneath it. coming in with the Searing Blade for 3. This is relentless. 3 after 3 after 3. And we know there's a lot of reactions and stuff that do have 2 block, but we are seeing a That All You Got be played, which is going to be able to replace itself. But Fi does have the Phoenix Flame to bring back and then just assault the life total again for 1. Sorry, 2, which is forcing a block. And do we have one more card? Yes, we do. Rising Resentment coming in for the kill. And that is the game. Not sure what Yuri is signifying there, but that is the game. Wow. That came right down to the wire there for both players. What a match. What a game. Again, apologies for the quality control on the webcams. Again, because of the amount of players that we have in this league and the amount of videos we get submitted, it's hard to sometimes sort of control the input of the webcam quality that we get from the players. But hopefully that game was clear enough, casted and commentated. Probably not to a degree where you could follow it. But that was a cool game, really, really cool game to see. The absolute draconic heroes just going at it, face by to each other's face. But yeah, what a game. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, do all that good stuff, do all the YouTube stuff. And yeah, if you do like the content that we do here, consider donating. There is a little QR code on the main gameplay screen, because it really, really does help. I'm still jobless right now, so all of that would really, really help. However, we'll see you still all over again very, very soon here on Go Again Gaming for more League That Means Nothing. See you later.